Music Game Club, and today I have yet another Salamander Scales gameplay for you. Now, Salamander Scales was created in order to help your students understand the patterns for major scales. However, you can very easily adapt it to teach your students all of the minor scales if you would like. This takes a little bit of knowledge on the teacher's part, but you can always find patterns for the minor scales online if you're not that solid on what they are. You will play this exactly for how you play it with the regular version, where each student collects their cards and then lays down a scale. You can do this one scale at a time, where you play it with just natural minor, whole steps and half steps, or tones and semitones, or just harmonic minor, or just melodic minor, and then you could play it with all of the major and minor scales together, and your students can collect their cards and then lay down and say, I am claiming a harmonic minor, or I'm claiming a major scale. So I'm not going to walk you through how to do all of these because I feel like it's pretty easy to piece it together, but I will show you just general basic gameplay. So the one difference I would have is that your melodic minor is both ascending and descending. So if a student collects a melodic minor scale, I would give them 2 salamanders for collecting the melodic minor scale. But if they're playing all scales together, then major scale would collect 1 place, natural minor scale would collect 1, and harmonic minor would collect 1. And then your melodic minor would collect 2. So you will have some strategic players who will definitely want to collect the 2. And then there is just the one difference where you have the harmonic minor, which is a whole step, half step, whole step, half step, 3 half steps, and half step. So for that one, what I would say is you can choose how you could do it. You just don't want your student to be confused. But you could say, okay, you have to have 3 half steps in order to get that 1 interval. Or if you want to say you can have a whole step plus a half step, you can. So this takes a little bit of knowledge, and I would play this more for students who have a good understanding of how whole steps and half steps work, and also using it to teach them how the minor scale works, but also help them understand that, hey, just because you have a whole step plus a half step, or you have 3 half steps, does not mean you're going to play every single note for that. They're like, these are clustered together, and you're going to skip all of that in order to play that pitch. So that would be the one confusing thing, and we did not create this for minors, so that would be the one thing you would have to help your student understand the difference of, is for the harmonic minor scale. But when it comes to the other scales, it's pretty easy. So natural minor, let's build that one. Whole step, half step, whole step, half step, whole step, and then the wild can be a whole step. Once the student has built it and said, I have built a natural minor scale, and they have shown you their cards, then they would claim their place on the board. And then building a harmonic minor scale. So here you have whole step, half step, whole step, half step, 3 half steps, or a step and a half, and half step. So that would be your harmonic minor. Then your students would show you that they got it, and then they would claim their place on the board. Now for the big one, the melodic minor requires going ascending and descending. So let's build that one. For this one, you have whole step, half step, whole step, half step is ascending. Then descending, you have whole step, half step, whole step, half step, whole step. Now I will say, these specialty cards can still be used. So if your student wants to use these, they can lay it anywhere where you have whole step, half step. So it could be right here, where it is whole step, half step. You can use this one card instead, or this one, whole step, half step. Doesn't matter, you can use this instead. I'm going to use it right here. and then they can get it faster. So for this one, the student proves that they have their melodic minor scale ascending and descending, and then they can claim 2 places on the board. All right, so that is how I would use Salamander Scales to help your students with all of their minor scales. And remember, if you wanted to, you could do all the minor scales and the major scales, or you could do just one form of the minor scale at a time to teach your students those intervals. And yeah, that's how I would do it. I hope you and your students have a blast playing Salamander Scales. If you take pictures and share it on social media, be sure to tag us at Music Game Club on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube.